Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wine Foundry. Hey, three big things here. The first thing is I want to let you know. Well, I got a cold, so I've kind of got this raspy Katharine Hepburn thing happening. But the first thing is that March 2nd through 6th, Grosskopf is going to be doing their annual inventory thing. So wall-to-wall inventory. So no shipping will be taking place March 2nd through the 6th. Can't ship then. The other thing is a lot of RSVPs are coming in for Uncorked. Got a nice workshop on Friday with Mike McNeil from Hanzel and Don Von Stavern on Pinot, trying to organize something for Saturday. I might try to hit up this guy next to me for that. And then the grand tasting, good dinner. So keep those RSVPs coming in so we have your barrel samples pulled. There's a gentleman right here who's pulling some samples of his 14s 3 months in. This is J. Bone Cristiani. What's going on?
Cheers.
Hey, Jay, look, the wines they're babies 3 months in. So what are you looking for tasting a 2014 cab harvested in September this year, and we're tasting in January? What are you looking for?
Well, Stu, thanks for the introduction. Quite honestly, we're doing a few things here. We're screening for secondary fermentation progression. So most of these reds are going through malolactic secondary fermentation or are just through. And this is the month that all the growers reach out to me and I reach out to them and we talk about, okay, how did last year go? Do we want to do things differently because we're pruning in the vineyard? Some contracts are long-term contracts and we can make some changes to those. Other ones, this block in particular is a new block from Stagecoach that Jan had available, and I wanted to extend some of the Bone Cristiani source of Stagecoach cabs. So this is a new block. This particular wine I'm actually tasting to confirm that I do like it. Back in October, November, and before the holidays, I was pretty stoked on it, and here we are. It smells to me, since it's got that kind of buttered blackberry, boysenberry, that kind of buttered toffee is telling me that it is done with ML. Without yet testing it, I'm sure it is. The acidity softened, and it's just a nice wine. So we're gonna sign this up. It was a 1-year deal last year, and we'll sign this up for longer term. And in general, with all the other reds that that I'm sampling and tasting through, one is look for, are any of them reduced? Do they need racking right now? Are any of them aldehydic? Do they need sulfur right now, whether or not they're through ML or their primary fermentation? And so far, everything's tasting clean and quite nice. I'm not making any big blend decisions yet. I already have a good idea of where these wines will fit vis-a-vis their own programs, whether they were initially harvested for a certain program idea or not. Once they're done with primary fermentation and at the press or at the barrel down, I have a pretty good idea where they go. Often wines will surprise me as far as like softening or maybe showing some pyrazines and some maybe other positive or negative attributes. But for the most part, my initial read on wines, once we get to the blending table, in general come true, and then how much of each variety or clone or barrel goes to which blend, well, that you never know until 2 years from now, because this is 2014. We're going to age this for a couple years in barrel.
So literally 3 months in barrel, and it's going to go in for another 24, 18 up to 30 maybe. Yeah. So, and Jay tossed out a lot of really interesting information right there. So primary fermentation, the conversion of sugar to alcohol. Secondary ferment, where he said malolactic conversion, or ML. All the wines have a lot of malic acid when it first comes in, that sharp green apple Granny Smith characteristic. And then there's a bacteria in the wine, either naturally or we can inoculate it, which will facilitate the conversion of that sharp malic acid to lactic acid, softer, creamier. All reds go through that. And tasting this, it seems like, at least this barrel sample, it's through. And then, you dropped something in there called pyrazines and stuff like that. We'll get in there. So it's just one data point of checking out where the wines are here in February.
Yep.
All right. Hey, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for tuning in. And next time we talk, my voice will be a lot better. Thanks from the Wine Foundry.